getting into my a little bit, midlife years, and I gotta kind of I figured I gotta buy a house, so
So you bought three this year.
So I'm buying 3 houses this year as an investment.
Hey guys, down here at Matt and Alina's place today. Just did a video on it, which we'll link to at the bottom. Like I said, man, I'll never be able to do this again, what we've been able to do for you. I said to my sister, I'm like, why the hell didn't you bring it to me? It's a really low maintenance home that's got some reno potential on a big block close to the city. But the granny flat that would normally cost 150K has already been built on it for you. So I suppose what we wanted to talk through today, man, is just a little bit about you, a bit of the flavour.
Sure, yeah.
And, maybe we can kick that off with a tiny bit about your story, and then we can talk about how you heard about us.
Yeah, well, I've been interested in buying some real estate in Brisbane for a while, but, I had no idea what to buy. I was kind of interested in just buying units or a unit that I lived in just so I wouldn't have to pay rent. That's kind of the extent of my, investment knowledge. And so, but I knew I didn't know anything, and I knew I needed help. So, I've been getting a lot of help from YouTube actually, on different things, and I just started, it's something I kind of maybe discovered a little late, how to learn, that I could learn things on YouTube like everybody else, but I just, I kind of been learning a whole bunch of different things on YouTube lately, and so I came across Pumped on Property YouTube channel, and man, it was great. After a couple videos, I learned so much. I learned so much in just a few videos, and I just kept watching and learning more and more. And I felt like I knew Ben already, even though he'd never even heard of me or met me. And I was like, he was kind of like a mini celebrity to me. I was like, am I going to get to talk to this guy?
Mini celebrity with 5,000 viewers.
So yeah, and so I had a phone call with him, and I asked for Ben specifically because I was like, I saw Simon there too, and I was like, oh, Simon's the little brother. Maybe I don't exactly want to speak to Simon. I want to speak to the big guy. But then I found out later on that Simon, man, he can hold his own too. We had a call with me and a friend of mine who was investing with me on another project. He was kind of grilling Simon a little bit, and Simon really held his own, man. I was really impressed. And so I kind of actually felt comfortable with both you guys after that. And then Crystal came and showed me a couple places, and she was very knowledgeable and very helpful too. The whole crew was just really knowledgeable and the best that I could ask for.
One thing I love, man, about our experience is every time I speak to you, it's like I'm learning more about all of the stuff that you've done over the course of your life, and just also you're just the most relaxed dude I've ever met. I keep saying to Crystal and Simon all the way through, I'm like, I said, as soon as I met you, I'm like, I'll be friends with this guy. It's very easy. And then I ring you up, and it's on a weekend, and I'm like, or before the weekend, I'm like, what do you got going on? He's like, just going to ice hockey. It's every time I speak to you, man, there's different stuff going on, and I love it.
Yeah. Well, she thinks I'm a little too mellow, I think.
A little too much.
A little bit too much ice, and she's the fire. But I love it. I'm super grateful. What has the experience been like, from what you expected to work with someone like us versus what you've got in terms of the outcome, and also working with us too?
Well, for me, I go a lot about how I feel about people, and I kind of trust that the higher powers will take care of me, And so I felt that Ben was a good guy, and I kind of knew it would be fine. That's kind of I was kind of comfortable inside, and I didn't need to do the whole he said when I had a meeting with him, he said, oh, here's our information, you can Google us or whatever. I didn't even need to do that, and it worked out. We got this sick property. Ben said it was the best property he found in Brisbane, South Brisbane, ever.
By far.
So yeah, it worked out, and I just, I just kind of trust the higher powers, and that's how I kind of live, and it just kind of, it worked out.
I'm going to touch you I feel like
Rock the belly.
I like trust the process, but I'm also like a bit of a pain in my own ass. I'm like on stuff a bit more than I need to be.
And another thing is he does a lot of like I mean I couldn't believe the amount of research that he put in. I mean the strategy he does is super simple with the buy a house and buy a fucking granny flat and then repeat it. I mean it's so simple, but like I mean it's not like he just knows a little bit. Like he does all this research on from all these different aspects, and Robert Kiyosaki and Fred whatever, yeah, all these different guys, and reads all their books, like, and has so much knowledge about everything, and he just brings it down into a very simple strategy. So it saves me a lot of work to just pay him, a relatively small fee, and so I don't have to do all that research myself.
Charge next time, man, if it was too cheap for you.
it totally made sense to me, and so yeah.
What I love is, again, just before recording this little vid, just having a laugh about it with you, because I keep using the language of financially free, which for me means a passive income outside of my job or businesses for life. And you're just like, I've been pretty much living like that since I was 20, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's what I'm working towards.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of kept it simple, most of my life. I just kind of bought and sold cars, did a little bit of like Forex trading, and kind of, in my 20s, I spent a lot of time in learning about yoga and meditation and things like that. And that was kind of my main focus then. And I just kind of did what I had to do to just pay the bills and live simply and survive, kind of.
So awesome.
And now like getting into my a little bit midlife years, and I gotta kind of like I figured I gotta buy a house, so
So you bought three this year.
So I bought I'm buying 3 houses this year as an investment, and I just had a pretty lucky year in business. And made a bunch of money, so I could, spend it on houses, and yeah, it's been pretty an easy ride for me. Like, sorry.
I've just put blood, sweat, and tears in it the last 10 years. I just make you honest, just like had this good year in business. I just love it, bro. Like and all of that work that you did in your 20s, man, which I've only started to do. Like the meditation is becoming a daily practice for me. Like I'm loving the Wim Hof breathing stuff. I am doing yoga every day. Like this morning I only had 12 minutes to do the Boho Beautiful Chicks yoga. But that's always epic to watch and do. And I just feel like all of that work that you did must have just cleared so much of your mind for this stage of life, so that things that I confront with stress or anxiety, you just seem to sort of cruise through, man. And it's beautiful. Like, I hope to get my mind to the same place over time.
Alina here kind of thinks I'm a little too much on that spectrum. Like she says, you just don't give a shit about anything.
I'm like you. I'm still stressing and worrying for both of us.
Yeah.
And he's just, it's gonna be alright. She'll be alright. That's his motto of the life.
My wife's exactly the same, because I don't think you can have two of us, or you and my wife would probably be just chilling on the beach doing yoga forever together. I better not introduce you, because it's probably what she'll want. But it's like, it's a good balance. I think it's the mix, right?
Yeah, it's a good balance for sure. Yeah. She, she gets the fire going a little bit, so gets me off my ass. Yeah.
Awesome. With carrot or with stick.
Carrot or with stick. I love it. I just want to say thank you, man. It's been a pleasure. Like, I've really enjoyed learning from you, and can't wait to be a long-term part of your life, and just that person you can call anytime you need to see what's going on. For sure, and that's another thing too. Like, yeah, me too. I appreciate. I get to be friends with a celebrity, and. I'm gonna jump off the balcony. Once you sign up with these guys, then he said like, oh, I can help you, even after this is done, like you can just call me and I'm like, well, that's fucking awesome. Like I can just anytime I have a real estate question, I can just ask this guy, and I mean, like I don't think there's anybody from what I can see that anybody better to talk to about it, so I appreciate it too. Thank you very much, man. It's been awesome, man. Really appreciate it, and you too. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Oh, sweaty, so sweaty.